Would you be comfortable flipping a coin to see if your customers will come back a second time? Yeah, I didn't think so. But here's the kicker. 1 in 2 shoppers won't come back if they've had a dodgy delivery experience. That's right. Half your customers, poof, gone, thanks to a late package or a squashed box. That's where Ship It comes in. The Aussie-made delivery solution could be your secret weapon. In the last year alone, Ship It helped retailers save over $220 million in freight costs. With automated fulfillment, expanded carrier options, and multi-store management, Ship It's turning one-off shoppers into lifelong fans. Join leading retailers like Myer, Kmart, Cotton On, Harvey Norman, and Freedom Furniture, and over 4,000 others who've stopped flipping a coin and turned delivery into a competitive advantage. Visit shipit.com to find out more.
Welcome to The Checkout. We catch up with previous Add to Cart guests and ask them 5 quick questions to get to know them better and leave you with a little extra inspiration to get through your Friday. Here's your host, Bushy.
Today's checkout guest is Pete Ceredig-Evans, founder and CEO of Try with Mirra, the Shopify app that's helping retailers offer try before you buy without blowing out margins. Think of it as the online version of just try it on. And it's working. Brands like Silk Laundry, Mr. Zimmy, and Bondi Boost are using Try with Mirra to increase conversion, lift average order value, and remove that "what if it doesn't fit" hesitation. In this checkout, Pete shares the 400-pound mistake that he once made online, the tiny Tasmanian brand that's inspiring him right now, and the collaboration tool that his team can't live without. Plus, the one leadership book that he's reread 3 times and why it's shaping the future of his fast-growing team. Pete, welcome to The Checkout. Thank you so much for joining us. We had a brilliant conversation on our main chat where you talked us through how Try with Mirra is essentially changing the shopping experience that customers can expect by being able to wardrobe a range of clothing and send back items that they might not need. But at the same time, for retailers, lifting average order values and exposing them to new customers who can buy with confidence that they might not have normally got. This isn't a paid promotion at all, but I just wanted to sum up that proposition because you did such a great job of it on the main episode. And I think it's a really interesting one for retailers. But we're not here to talk about Try with Mirra. We're here to talk about you.
Oh,
I've got 5 quick questions for you.
Okay.
We're going to get to know the real Pete.
Yeah, okay.
Number 1, what's the weirdest thing that you've ever bought online?
Well, there's been a few. One of the most memorable ones was when I was sat at my dad's computer back in England, and I think it was just eBay or Amazon, maybe I can't remember, and I wanted to just add an iPhone. This was like when they first came out to the cart, and I ended up just buying it. I must have just hit buy now. And then we realized I hadn't just added it to cart, but I'd actually bought the thing. But it was actually just a book for £400 or something. I just bought a book about an iPhone. And so, I suffered an almost fatal beating from my dad. No, he didn't really beat me.
Did you read the book?
No. Well, we ended up complaining. We got the book and we got the money back. And but that was pretty bad.
I tell you what, even with clients at the moment, the amount of test orders that I've done that I've accidentally gone all the way through to checkout, you know what I mean? When you're playing around with the sites and then with Shop Pay, you accidentally press that Shop Pay button. You're like, oh, a bottle of gin's just turned up at my door.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I love it now. There's nothing great about going, cool, click, done. It's great.
Yeah.
But back then, not so good.
Yeah, book about iPhones isn't the sexiest thing to buy.
Not for £400.
Number 2, which retailer has most inspired you recently?
There are lots of really great retailers that inspire me. There's also ones which don't inspire me. One that has inspired me a lot recently has actually been a beautiful brand based in Tasmania called Romy the brand. The designer, Emma, she actually collaborates with artists and their prints, and she kind of collaborates and brings the artists paintings and drawings and amazing designs and brings them into her designs and has them printed, and they're stunning. So, that's inspired me a lot. They look beautiful.
Amazing shout out. On the other end of the spectrum, have you had any conversations with our large department stores around potentially revolutionising their online experience with a little try at home?
Some large
magic?
departments. I've had a David Jones. I've had a couple of good conversations with them. They seem they're just massive business, obviously. We had some really good conversations. That's That's where it is at the moment. Nothing more than that.
Well, that's good. That's promising. I like hearing that.
Yeah, they were sounded really keen, and they were like, "Yeah, this would be really good." They said it'll take a while, and I was like, "Yeah, I bet it will." So.
All right, just hang by the phone. Number 3, can you name a piece of tech that you or your business couldn't live without?
Oh, I mean, we're a tech company, it's like all of it. We use Mirra, Miro, a lot. We're all fully remote. Anyone who doesn't know Mirra, imagine like a giant whiteboard in your office, but it's a digital one. You can use for planning stuff. You can add Kanban boards in there. You can collaborate and do brainstorming. It's just a great tool. It's almost like a silent, those tools which you don't almost realize that you're using it, or it just kind of exists in your life. But then it's so valuable.
Yeah.
It's a bit like that. We do lots of business strategy, lots of planning work, lots of even execution, lots of data work. We pull data in from our database and have it hosted in there. So yeah, that's up there.
That's cool. And do you use it like in meetings together, virtual meetings, or do you use it almost like a place where anyone can go at any time and add thoughts and ideas?
Yeah, both. So in our business, we have like a product engineering board. We have boards where we use for kind of conceptually looking at architecture. We have boards for doing user story mapping. We have sales and onboarding boards where our design will be building sales assets, and we'll use prototyping. So if we're building a new part of the app, we'll kind of put the wireframes in there, then we'll kind of comment on things and collaborate on things. We'll do like our marketing team will meet with a brand who are using our app and take them through example assets, digital assets that they can use for activating customers throughout the funnel across Meta. And that's inside Mirra, So yeah, we use it for a whole host of things. I guess it really is awesome for keeping everyone aligned, keeping the work super transparent, being able to inspect the work and adapt it and make changes when needed very quickly, and it saves everything. So yeah, maybe I could get a job selling Mirra or something.
Good tip. Everyone needs a fallback.
Yeah.
Number 4, can you recommend a book or a podcast that our listeners should immediately get into?
I read a lot, listen to a lot. So one book I've just read again for like the 3rd time, and I've just recommended it to another person. It's called The 4 Stages of Psychological Safety. Amazing book. It's actually all about innovation. Okay, and high-performing teams, but it starts with building psychological safety. So those 4 stages are, if you don't know them, they are inclusion safety, so you feel actually included, and then learner safety, you feel safe to learn, and you feel safe to contribute is the 3rd step, and then you feel safe to challenge. And if you've got those 4 stages of psychological safety in your team and your business, then you're on the right track, and it's actually going to create for a much more innovative environment. So yeah, that one I really recommend.
That's a really interesting one. I haven't read it and I haven't even heard of it, but especially in your journey as you continue to expand internationally, I could imagine that those 4 stages might start looking a little bit different for every country, depending on the culture.
Yeah, 100%. And it's just something that we always need to. We want a culture where people can feel safe to test ideas and be wrong. We feel safe to challenge someone, even if they're more senior, or if they are a founder, or, feel safe to just do their best work and become an absolute master in their craft. And I think that's where ultimately high-performing teams and businesses come from, which is, environments where people feel psychologically safe.
Love it. Great tip.
Another one, The Gap and the Gain. It's a book. Actually, listen to it on Spotify. So again, it's actually another book about more introspective, being psychologically aware of when you're in the gap versus the gain. I won't say anything else. And then a final one, I'm just reading a book now by Carl Martin on leadership, which is called The Cave, The Road, The Table, and The Fire.
Okay. There's something about your books. They all need like 3 or 4 bits to them.
Maybe it's just the season.
That's just the season. And of course, we can't not recommend The Dummy's Guide to the iPhone 3.
Dummy's Guide to the iPhone 3. It's still on my shelf. I'm going to read it later.
Last one I've got for you, Pete. What is your biggest challenge today?
Great question. So one of the things we're doing at the moment is actually building a native mobile app. We had lots of shoppers using Try with Mirra and saying to us, loved it, shopped with this brand, loved it, never shopped with them before, so good. And they kept saying, what other brands do you work with? Because ultimately, that's where customers interact with Try with Mirra. It's always for a brand. So we've now just built imagine Uber Eats, but for fashion and beauty. Now, it doesn't look anything like Uber Eats, but why do you use Uber Eats? Because you want some food. You're drunk. Yes. You want food. You want it fast. You want a selection of things that you can choose. and it's the experience. You want to be able to have this convenience, fast thing. So with the same principles, we want to create a cohort, the Try with Mirra app, which is a cohort of hundreds of brands that offer this elevated online shopping experience that helps customers shop. So it'll be native, it'll be mobile, and it's going to be a way for, we've got the brands already up on there. They're all connected to the Shopify backend. It looks amazing. So we're just going through some alpha testing at the moment. Then we're going to be going into some beta testing. So challenge today is just catching up with some engineers later on today and talking about next phase of testing and what we are and what we're not going to be including in that beta testing round. And then dealing with the board who are saying, hey, why isn't it out last week?
Why isn't it out last week, Pete? Why isn't it out?
Good question.
Yeah.
I'll have to quickly come up with something.
Well, I better let you go so you've got time to make up your excuses for the board.
Yeah.
Pete, thank you so much for joining us on the checkout.
Thank you so much for having me, Bushy. Can't wait to catch up soon.
How good's that? From £400 iPhone books to fashion apps inspired by Uber Eats, Pete's clearly not afraid to try new things. Now, if you love this, don't miss our main episode number 537 with Pete, where we go deep on how Try with Mirra is helping brands lift average order value, reduce returns friction, and rewire the customer journey. And if you're keen for more behind-the-scenes insights, come join the Add to Cart community. It's where all the best e-commerce ideas get trialed and tested. The link is in the description of this episode. Till next time.